kind of slow here. Hi. Happy 11/11, but I'm a little bit late. I know. I have a big, well, I have to tell you about this photo. It was sent to me today. It's kind of cool. It's kind of really cool, actually, for me. That's on one of those Jumbotrons. I know, right? Jumbotron. Yeah, I did a show with Tom a couple weeks ago, and it was outside, and they had one of those big Jumbotrons. So that's kind of a fun memory that was sent to me today. Thank you very much. Whew. Watching a wacky movie. Sometimes I wonder how, I don't know. It was just a strange dialogue. And I knew who the characters were, so I could just have it on my headphones, and I was walking around doing work. Did a bunch of stuff in the garden today. That was fun. Cut down some big branches that I couldn't quite cut, so I would grab it and put it in my mouth and then cut it. That's fun. Hi, John. How are you? Oh, thank you for the flowers. How sweet of you. So I know that's probably going to be right in Brad's face, but I'm working on it. I'm working on it. It's always a work in progress. But hey, you're here. Okay. Cool. I'm here. You're here. We're all here. It's all good. And I'm getting, just in case you forgot, it's my last time to do something. Some discount of some sort somewhere along the way. Oh, I'm putting down my headphones. Okay. Friday night. Friday, September 4th, almost September 5th. How did that happen? Happy birthday, Corinne. My dear friend Corinne DeVore. Maze. And there's a lot of cool people's birthday today. I love those flowers, John. Thank you so much. So I'm trying to do this. It's a whole new world platform here. What is on my neck? This is a great story. Do you want to hear this story? You asked about what this is. Okay. Many moons ago, I was in a band called Illuminati. Doesn't matter about the band, really. But I was in a band. That's the band I met Rolf in. And there was a cellist in the band by the name of Catherine Bent. And I used to stay at her home. She had this great apartment on the east side in Murray Hill. And for Christmas, she gifted me this necklace. It's really interesting. There's this chain, and then this particular type of garnet, and then this bead, and then there's a cast of a hand. And on the back of the hand is a little teeny heart inside there. She gifted me this necklace. And then I lost it. Somewhere. Like, somewhere in the world. It just was gone. And years later, I was in Manhattan, staying at my friend Jonathan Alford's father's apartment. Jonathan is a wonderful pianist in the Bay Area. And somehow, I guess I was last minute, and I had done a gig with him, and he's like, hey, if you never ever need a place, my father has this really cool apartment in the Village. I'm like, I'm going there next Thursday. And he goes, stay with him. He was a professor. He was a professor at NYU. So, the direct, like, the key was sent to me, and he was out of the country, and so I got to stay in this incredible flat. Oh, please. What do you mean by that? You mean as far as this goes? You want another photograph up here? I know. So there I am on the Jumbotron. What? And there, Tom and I are on the. Speaking of Tom, Costanzo and I, we have a show tomorrow night. It starts at 6 p.m. 1 hour set. We probably will stream one half an hour, probably around 6:15 till 6:45. Yep, that's what's happening. So that's us on the Jumbotron. It's Jumbo. So I'm in this cool apartment. Oh, this is me at Home Depot. At Lowe's. Whoop. So I'm in this cool apartment, and I decide to go out for a walk. And as I'm walking out the door, I look across the street, and there's a large hand like this one with, like life-size. That looks so large. My hand looks huge. Life-size hand with a heart in it. And I went, oh, that's like my necklace. So I walk in. It's this beautiful, little magic store in the village. And I walk in and I see that she has many of these hands, like 10 of them hanging around. And I go, do you make these? She said, yes. I said, About 15 years ago, a woman had one made for me, and I lost it. And she said, tell me about it. And I said, well, it was brass looking, and it had a garnet on it. She goes, you're a singer, aren't you? And I said, yes. She goes, it has an African cow horn on. It had African cow horn star with a star on it, because you are meant to be. You're a star in her eyes. And I said, yes, it had a star bead on it. And she said it was an African cow horn with a star on it. See that? Can you see the star kind of? She goes, I know exactly the necklace I made for you. And the woman that bought it for you was a cellist. And I said, yes. She said, I'll have it by Monday. And I was staying there till Tuesday. So Monday afternoon I walked in and I got my necklace back. That is my story. And I'm sticking to it. Hi, Julie Luce. How are you? Good evening. I won't take any more, because I could tell another story, but I won't. It wasn't. It was Lowe's. Why did I say that other store? Love. Where the hell are you supposed to be? I'm going to FaceTime you. You'll see in about 3 seconds. Oh. Are you not, let's see, iPhone? My guest tonight has been on before. And I just had so much fun with him that I invited him back before he even ended that show. What's that? Let's see what he says now. Dr. Brad Stone is here. And he's just so much fun that he had to come back. Just had to come back. I have an interesting filter on a light tonight. I'm using a face mask. It's working quite well. See, without the face mask, it's really bright. And with the face mask, it's diffused. I think he does not have a, I'm just going to go to Messenger. How about Messenger? See if he answers me here. Kids. Bradley Stone. Happy it's Friday, Julie? Yeah. There he is. Whoop, there he is.
Here I am.
Whoop, there he is.
Here I be. I don't know why my the camera on my laptop is the one that is working right now instead of my a better camera, but whatever. You know, I'm here.
Do you have an iPhone?
No, I've got a Logitech camera that is much better, and it's plugged in. And whatever. I don't know why my
Can you lower the volume on?
Laptop, yeah, the one that is.
You're awfully bright. Let me see what I can do there.
Do you have an iPhone? No iPhone.
Okay, so we're
The camera that is much better, and it's plugged in. And whatever. I don't know why.
Can you lower the volume on? You're awfully bright. Let me see what I can do there.
Okay, I lowered the volume.
Okay, so we're hold on. So, do you have headphones?
We can do that. I got the volume way down. How's that?
Well, then, can you hear me? No. So, do you have headphones?
Well, not that I can immediately plug into my laptop. We have quite a delay.
Well, then, can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine. I think there's a big delay.
And it's really like loud. It's
Well, not that I can immediately plug into my laptop. Let me work on it.
I'm afraid to talk because then it'll keep going. I'm gonna lower it.
I think there's a big delay.
Why is it so loud? Hi, cousin. Oh, you did? Oh, that's cool. I love you, Brian, so much. He's plugging in headphones. But I think there'll still be a delay, which is strange. He's doing radio guy stuff.
Well, I'm back with headphones.
Okay.
Is that any better?
Yeah.
Seems like we don't have that horrendous delay.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. Hi, Bradstone.
Hey, Jenna.
How are you?
I'm doing quite well. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. Yes, I'm lifting you up.
We still have this feedback, this
You
loop
do?
going on.
Oh, do you want me to call you back?
Well, maybe let's try that. I don't know why we had we're having such a difficult time this time. It was. All right, call me back.
Okay. I can't hang up. How is the quality of your call? Shitty. Thanks for your feedback. Awful. Horrible. I'm losing guests.
Here we are again.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you fine, and this seems to be working quite well.
So no feedback?
No feedback, and I got my headphones on, and I'm very comfortable with that as a radio guy.
You are a radio guy.
Brilliant.
Now I'm trying to get you. You guys can see him. So I have this new camera that I'm using that I don't have a tripod for, so I've duct taped it to my.
Now we got this weird repeat going on.
Do you have WhatsApp?
I don't. I have WhatsApp on my mobile. Do you want me to try that?
Sure.
Okay.
Let's try
I'm
that.
going to sign off here and get onto my mobile.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, wait. But I don't have WhatsApp on my. I'm going to have to go to my phone. That's why I don't do WhatsApp. Because they have to be smaller. Tiny, tiny, tiny people. Tiny, happy people. But it's cool. I have the tripod. Brad Stone. P-R-A-D. Stone. We're waiting patiently for Brad Stone. I'm calling him. How are you guys doing tonight? What's going on? There he is.
Hello.
Hi.
Maybe this is how we did it last time. I don't remember.
Might have been. Well, now you're on my phone. There's still a tremendous high feedback there.
You're getting feedback on your end?
See, and now with my new camera, then there's this reflection into your face, and I'm not liking that so much. Oh, here, I'll move you over here.
We don't need any reflections on my face. That's not a good thing.
So what's going on?
Well, someone said to me on Wednesday morning during my music calls, said, "Hey, have a good Labor Day weekend." And I thought about it for a moment, and I thought, oh yeah, I guess it is Labor Day weekend, and what makes it any different than any other weekend?
And it's Friday.
Yeah, it's Friday, and it was actually a good day. I went and visited a local winery, so that was good.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What winery?
Solis.
Solis.
So here's an interesting thing, Jenna, that very few people, I think, really know. Where I live in the South Santa Clara Valley, South Santa Clara County, it's the oldest wine growing region in the state.
Yep.
And so we have wineries that are literally in my backyard that are brilliant. I mean, make great wines. Small batch, right? I mean, they don't They might serve it in local restaurants, but that's about it. But great wines. You can go there. Went to a winery today, one of my favorites. Felt perfectly safe. Everyone's wearing masks. Sat outside. Shared a bottle of wine.
Were there a lot of people there?
No, there's just a handful, and it's really one of my favorite things to do because
oh yeah, for sure.
these wineries being in my backyard, and sometimes like on a Sunday afternoon, I'll think, what the hell am I going to do, this afternoon? Oh, I think I'll go visit a winery or two,
right?
And so that's just a relaxing thing to do, to kind of unwind.
That's why I do that up in Lake County.
Yeah.
Lots of good Lake County, Potter Valley, all that whole area up there in NorCal. Wow, that's wonderful.
It's the first time I've visited a winery probably since, I don't know, February, maybe early March.
So and there were people there. It was busy.
No, it wasn't real busy, but it was towards the end of their hours, and maybe there were 3 or 4, maybe 5 other groups that came in during the time I was there, but everyone was wearing masks. Everyone was spaced apart. They've got areas out in the back where you can sit outside and drink wine. So that's what we were doing, and so we were apart from people. And even though it was a little bit hot today, we were able to get a nice breeze off the Monterey Bay, and it was brilliant.
Sounds lovely. Sounds perfect. And no smoke?
The smoke has really died down. It's pretty minimal now compared to what it was a week ago.
Did you evacuate?
No, I didn't have to evacuate, but basically, not only are we shut in because of the pandemic, but then because of the smoke for about at least 10 days was so bad that I kept all the windows shut, kept the air conditioning running. So my electric bill is going to be horrendous.
Sure.
But you didn't even want to go outside because the smoke was so heavy. But now it's subsided quite a bit. In fact, I'm planning on a bike ride early tomorrow morning, so I can work off some of this wine.
What did you have?
So Lise has a wine. So they're a Italian American family.
Okay.
And it was the Italian Americans. It was the Italians actually that brought over the vines back in the 1800s. Those were the original grapevines that came to California.
Yes, sir.
And
those damn Italians.
Yeah, how about that? And this is a wine called Fiano that Solis makes, and it's actually, I would say, it's very, very close to a Sauvignon Blanc. A very nice summer wine, to have, sitting out on the patio, having some cheese and crackers,
Sounds lovely.
Yeah.
Sounds like a perfect Friday. Sounds like a perfect start to a holiday weekend.
Here's the last of it. Yeah.
And it's close to your house?
4 miles.
Perfect.
3.5 miles, yeah. So it's kind of like my go-to winery, although I belong to several here in the...
Do you walk in and they go, Brad?
Yeah, pretty much. They, I know all the servers there, and I know the owners. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to definitely have to make that a stop.
Well, when you're here in the area, we're going.
Okay.
We're going.
We are going.
And then, so we'll go to several wineries, taste, and then we'll come back to the house here. I'll fire up the grill, and then we'll drink more wine.
Awesome. Sounds great.
Yeah.
Just as long as I don't have to go anywhere the next day, I'm cool.
No, I got plenty of room here, Jenna.
I know you've invited me in the past, and I keep saying, one of these days, like Monterey. When I do Monterey, you say, "Come stay with me," and then Half the time we miss each other at Monterey, and then we end up seeing each other in New York. Are they doing anything? Are they doing a virtual festival or anything, or is it nothing?
I am not sure what they're doing in Monterey. I got to find out about that because it's very sad because usually I'm there and they ask me to MC and I MC every year and then I get to see people from other parts of the country that come in for it. I don't to be honest with you, Jenna, I don't think I've ever actually seen you in person at Monterey.
Not even performing? Not even like on the ground, like not on the grounds at all.
I don't know. It's all a blur.
Maybe.
But I don't think.
I guess we just see each other in New York, and then
New York. Yeah, we gotta fly 3,000 miles. Or I gotta fly 3,000 miles to see you. Yeah. But.
And I wonder what they're gonna do about that this year.
I don't know. I got to find out. I'm pretty sure it's not going to be in person, so maybe they're going to do a virtual one.
Were you happy with? Were you happy with the San Jose with the conference?
Oh, the conference, the Jazz Week Summit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was. I think a lot of people said that it was better than expected.
Yeah, I felt that way.
Because people didn't really know what to expect, right? Because it's all a new paradigm. It's never, these Zoom conferences, and I have to teach this way too,
I'm waiting for my class on Zoom. You're the Zoom whisperer, and I'm depending on you to learn some new tricks. I don't know how to do Zoom. I'm like,
I'm happy to help you. I'm not a whisperer. I would say that I'm kind of intermediate level, but
you're a yeller.
I use it to teach, but I'm still learning, and I'm happy to teach you what I know. But getting back to the conference, the thing about Jazz Week, the Jazz Week Summit, which is a Jazz Radio Programmers Conference, and then Jazz Congress, which happens at Jazz at Lincoln Center every January, which is everybody in the jazz industry. The thing about these things is that we have panels, and they're interesting and informative and everything, but it's all about the interpersonal interactions. It's all about the hang,
hang.
And
it's the hugs and the hang. The hugs.
The hug, abrazos, and of course now these days we can't do that, but that's really what it's all about, and that's what I really miss. Being able to go out for a meal, with a few treasured friends, and
thank you very much.
Yeah, that's really, and you can't even put a dollar sign on that. You can't. How do you value that? I mean, it's beyond putting any sort of value tag on it.
It's such a great hang. I mean, even just, and what they've done at Jazz at Lincoln Center is really, it's tremendous. When they have that happy hour, and then, people meet after, or we meet back at the other hotels. And when we used to be at the Hilton, now that was fun.
Well, all those things, they're intangible, right? And sometimes things just happen. I'm just thinking right now about meeting up with Dave Love at a hotel that I think he was staying at this particular hotel in, maybe it was like Chelsea. Mm-hmm. And I went down there and we drank, copious quantities of whiskey late at night as kind of a nightcap. And how do you put a value on that sort of thing? It's invaluable is what I'm trying to say. Those sorts of interactions, but interpersonal connections, right?
Yeah. There was a great, one of the best hangs ever. One of the best hangs I can remember is when we went for sushi with Groove and you and Jay and Linda, Jan, and what's his name from Florida?
Michael Cornett?
Michael,
Or
I think.
Michael Valentine?
Michael Valentine.
Michael Valentine, yeah.
And that was just, it was so, as an artist, to be invited out with that crew was validating and familial. And I've known Linda, we've had our own relationship for many years, and the Groove Boys, have done tremendous work for me in the past. And it was just it just felt so good. It was just not, it is familial. but this great hang happened with Annette Aguilar and Jane. We were all we were all leaving, the dregs of leaving Jazz at Lincoln Center that night this year. And there were like 8 women in the elevator at one time. And people were like, "Oh, so cool to meet you," and "Oh, it's great to meet you," and "Wow, look at all these powerful women." And we all ended up going to dinner together at an Irish pub. And there were 8 of us, and then like 2 other women came, women from all over the world. That 3 of them I knew, 5 I didn't. And then Jane didn't know how to get back to her hotel, so I walked her back to her hotel. But like, that's invaluable. I mean, that's like that'll never happen again. But
no, that's so awesome, and it's not something that you can plan.
Not at all. I mean, we were in the elevator. You guys want to go? You want to go? You want to go? You want to go? Yeah, let's go have dinner. Great, done.
Yeah, those spontaneous things that happen at these events, and they're not only memorable, but they're things that you're going to remember for a lifetime, right?
And I have photos
to prove it.
To prove it. And then I do Jen. I go to that conference, and then Winter Music and APAP for a little while, at least a hang, like at Alan and Pat's house for the hang.
Yeah, I do that too. Yeah.
And then we go to Folk Alliance, which is an incredible conference of
we
thousands.
Talked about that a bit last time I was on, and
it's a really fun conference.
Yeah, that's so cool.
But
that's so cool.
That was going to be, Rolf and I were going to get a room with Michael Doucet this year. And, it's not going to happen. But I'm wondering about I think you guys did it, you were successful. And I watched it, and then I had to leave for a while, and I came home, and it was still on. And so I listened more, and I got to watch you say goodbye to everybody. And it was just really beautiful. So thank you. It was really cool.
Well, thank you.
And thank you, Dave Love, because Dave Love gifted myself and a number of other people to go to the conference.
Well, Dave is the man.
He's the man. He is such the man.
And I have to say, Jenna, that, I can remember times with Dave going back, and he and I go back, like, I don't know, probably as long as you and I go back, probably 30 years.
Yeah.
I can remember times hanging with Dave, having a meal. I honestly don't think I've ever laughed this hard.
I knew you were going to say that.
I mean, Dave can make me laugh, like, to no end.
Oh.
And, but he's also he's such a genuine good person,
I can't even tell you how grateful I am for him.
Both he and Ruth. I mean, just such dear friends. And one of the things I had planned this year was to get back to Austin because they keep asking me, when are you coming back? When are you coming back? And, of course, I want to get back there. And, well, it'll happen when the time is right, But it's kind of an unfortunate thing. I had plans to see a lot of different people this year, including the Loves. Oops.
Well, you could do a road trip.
So what am I doing here?
I I don't know, but I'm seeing lots of
I'm
CDs.
showing the back end of my radio studio. So I need to switch this around.
Oh, press the little camera.
Sure.
The little
Okay.
camera icon. Hi, Melanie.
Camera off. No, I don't want the camera off. I want to switch it. Oh,
There you are.
maybe
Oops, there he is.
I did it for a moment there.
There he is.
So you got to see the back end of my radio studio.
How
That was
fun.
exciting. So, yeah, lots of wires. But, yeah, the Loves, I mean, I love them. You know, no pun intended.
They're the love. They're the love of our lives.
Yeah. And I feel very sad. Mozart is gone, but I got to see him the last time I was in Austin, so, you know.
Such a groovy dog. I never met him, but I've seen all the photos with him, you know, when they do their Christmas cards and stuff.
Yeah.
And he remembers everything. Everything.
You know, it was funny because when I went to Austin, and I guess it's been about 2 or 3 years now since I was there, but and I had met him back in, you know, Cleveland, because I went to Cleveland for Bobby Jackson's memorial, and Dave and Ruth put me up during that time, and so I got to meet Mozart and got to be buddies with him and all that. And then when I went to Austin, he remembered me. You know, no question about it. I mean, so say like at least, I don't know, what, 2, 3, 4 years went by, and he still, I don't know if dogs remember scent or whatever it is, but he definitely knew me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I first met Dave. Did you know Bill Royston? Did you know Bill Royston?
Royston. I don't recognize the name.
He was the head of Mount Hood Jazz Festival back in the day.
Okay.
And Dave had Andy Narell and maybe Pat Martino and Joe McBride at the festival, and I was performing at the festival, and I'm really close friends with Andy. So Andy introduced my brother and Dave and I, and he remembers. I remembered, but I said, "Do you remember when we met?" He said, "Yes, we met after the show in the bar when you and Rosemary Clooney we had done this show. It was just this really cool moment." And I'm like, "Wow." Like, yeah. And then don't see him for years, and the next thing, you know, they're coming to my shows in Austin, or, you know, we've just stayed connected, and he's the, you know, the creator, the producer of Corona Roki International Limited. And he makes these masks, you know, hand lettered, and designed by Dave Love.
I'm going to have to bust him on that and say, hey, how come I don't have one yet?
Because you need to order one. He'll send you one.
Yeah, that's what I need to do. I need to pony up, right?
He'll send you one.
Yeah, I need to pony up.
But he sits there one by one and makes them, and they come in their own nifty little carrying case and everything. Totally like sanitized and perfection.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. Yeah.
Do you have any animals?
So,
you have a dog.
We have a cat
A
here.
cat. I didn't think you had a dog.
So it's a long story. Okay.
Okay.
So my girlfriend has a
Melanie
cat.
does.
Well, so, you know, long-term relationship that's been on and off, but she's here living with me, and the cat is here. So I have to explain. First of all, I'm severely allergic.
Oh, me too. Like, just you even talking about it, I'm getting itchy.
And I love cats. I've always been a cat person. I love dogs. I love all sorts of animals, but I've always, since I was a kid, I used to bug my mom. I used to say to my mom, "Mom, can we have a cat?" And Mom would say, "Okay, on your the next birthday we can get a cat."
On your 19th birthday, we can get a cat.
Yeah, well, pretty much.
But I would remember, and then I would say to Mom, "Hey, it's my birthday. Can we get a cat?" "Oh, next year on your birthday, we'll get a cat." Well, it was probably a good thing, because I'm so allergic. But Veronica rescued this cat. It's a very long story. She had major spinal surgery. She was still recovering from that. She and her daughter were living in San Ramon. They heard this cat distressed meowing underneath the house. Veronica crawls underneath the house despite her real fear of spiders and rescues this cat. He is near death. The vet, when she took it to the vet said, "I don't even think he's going to survive. He probably won't live." But they gave it antibiotics because he had this severe skin infection. He was emaciated because he was so malnourished. And she and her daughter nourished this cat back to health. And it turns out that, I've done some research because I have no allergic reactions to him. He's a Siberian cat. And Siberian cats are a breed that are hypoallergenic.
Right.
So some people don't even react to them. So I have this cat in the house. I can't believe I have a cat in the house, and I have no allergic reactions to him.
How wonderful.
He's about 18 years old. He's quite old. Unfortunately, we've spoiled him now. It started off with giving him bits of bacon, and now it's fish or chicken or beef, whatever, pork. I was feeding him some corned beef earlier today. So he follows me around, and he sits by the refrigerator. He's waiting for a treat.
Smart cat.
Yeah, but I've always been a fish guy, Jenna. Since I was a kid, I had aquariums, and I still have fish out of my pond. I worked for 8 years at a tropical fish store throughout high school and college, and so I'm some people say they're dog people, some people are cat people. I'm really both, but I'm really a fish guy.
I had a friend in Manhattan that lived on the Upper East Side that had 62, because I counted them and I made him count because I used to house sit for him. In his apartment, he had 62 fish tanks.
Oi! That's
even
apart.
On like the 30th floor of a high rise, and he had them. Like he took out cupboards in his kitchen and put fish tanks in instead. In his bedroom, there were like 9 fish tanks that would turn on at 3 a.m. And I just talked to him the other day, and he since has gotten married. And I said, "So how are the fish?" He goes, "They're all gone." I'm like,
"Oh."
I go, "You got married?" I didn't even know he had gotten married yet. I go, "You got married, didn't you?" And he said, "Yes."
Well, I was never that extreme. I had, at my peak, I had several fish tanks in the house, but never 62.
62. I think I'll have him on the show sometime.
Yeah, good. I hope I can visit that.
I'll make sure that you're on that night.
Yeah, good.
But for some reason, I thought you had a dog.
Okay. No dog. No, I've never had a dog. I love dogs. And dogs gravitate to me, as do cats. Like all the neighborhood cats, I'm friends with. They all come up to me.
Yeah, because because your cat's going, "That guy's got fish." Lillian, you know what Lillian had for dinner tonight? Can I tell you? My dog had cauliflower, Alaskan salmon, and blueberry pie.
Well, Samson, I make this cucumber salad, kind of German style cucumber salad and vinegar and chives and that kind of thing. So I made this, and Veronica was eating it, and Samson was looking like he wanted some. So she let him taste it, and he chowed down on it. So I guess, it's not just meat.
Oh, cool. Well, Cat knows what he
my
loves.
salad. Yeah.
Cat for sure knows what he. So, Brad, tell me, what do you teach?
Well, I presently, it's kind of a complicated question, but presently I'm teaching general chemistry because I'm teaching at the local community college, which is Gavilan Community College here in Gilroy. And so I'm teaching Chem 1A, 1B, which is the general chemistry. So, but at San Jose State, so I was in the chemistry department, but I'm really kind of more of a physicist in a sense. So I also had a strong affiliation with the physics department, and I taught 3 or 4 courses in physics. I taught general physics, but I also taught laser spectroscopy and modern physics. And then
laser spectroscopy.
Spectroscopy. Yeah, I'm a spectroscopist, which is the study of how matter interacts with electromagnetic radiation.
Oh, that.
Yeah, that. And then I also taught in the radio, TV, film department because of my affiliation with KSJS, and so I taught a number of radio courses, including on-air operations and radio station management and radio production. And then, let's see, I taught a course in forensic science, which is in the Department of Justice Studies. And so I taught in 4 departments at San Jose State. And then I would give guest lectures over in music now and then, too. So
that's why they call you the doctor.
Yeah.
Say that word again, because that's a new one.
Spectroscopy.
Spectroscopy.
Yeah, so spectroscopy, the study of how matter interacts with electromagnetic radiation. So the root word is spectrum, right? Spectrum. Which you know. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, like if you take white light and put it through a prism and you get the colors of the rainbow, you're displaying the spectrum. Yeah. Or a rainbow. Yeah. So that's cool. What I do. Yeah.
And when is your radio show on?
Always.
You're always.
It's streams on demand, so you can listen to it. Anyone can listen to it at any time. So you go to soulandjazz.com, look for the creative source, click on that program. A play bar comes up. You can listen to my current program at any time of the day or any time of the week. And you can also listen to last week's program. That's available too. So, it's available worldwide, and it's available at any time you want to listen.
So I find it really interesting, all of our friends that are DJs, such as Mark and my friend Gary Lambert, they work for Sirius, and Dirk Richardson at KPFA, all of them having to go home and do their shows. You've been doing your shows from home for
a few years, Jenna. I left KSJS. I was with KSJS for about 25 years as a faculty advisor, as jazz music director, as an instructor, mentor, had a long career there, with a four-year break at KKUP as the music director there. But I left there in 2012, at the end of 2012. And then at the end of 2013, I connected with soulandjazz.com, and I've been, and that was through our good friend Bobby Jackson. He was the one who made that happen.
Bobby.
And then I started at soulandjazz.com. I guess it was, so it must have been right at the beginning of 2014, so 6 years I've been there. Yeah.
Kevin, right? Kevin? Yeah. What's his name? In London.
Brian Hurst, and
Brian.
yeah, he's not in London. He's in the UK, actually closer to Manchester. And yeah, he's the head of soulandjazz.com. Yeah.
I'm sorry I said Kevin. I meant Brian. Sorry,
Yeah.
Brian.
It's all right.
He gave me a groovy pair of headphones. Like inner ear headphones years ago.
Sennheiser. Those are like $250 headphones. Yeah.
Yeah, they were good ones. Now I wear big old ones because I have to cover up my hair. I don't want to hear anything. So those I keep at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were nice. He just happy. He's like,
Yeah.
"You want a pair of headphones?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." Thanks, Kevin.
Yeah, they're super good quality. Yeah, thanks, Kevin.
Actually, I'd love to have him on the show sometime. That would be fun.
You know, we could probably arrange that, although there's the obvious time difference, but not so severe between
He could do the
GMT and EDT.
He could do the morning show. He could do the 11:11 morning show. And Jay
Right.
also I want on the show.
Yeah, you got to get Jay.
I
You gotta
do.
get-
I love him. I think he's just such a good person.
I told you the story about me, right?
What?
So Jay was my assistant at KSJS, back in the day. And in fact, in 1994, 95, I had a sabbatical. And I went to London at Imperial College to do research. So I had, sabbatical leave from San Jose State. And so I had to arrange for how the programming was going to get done at KSJS. And Jay was my assistant at the time, and so he became the jazz music director, the programmer while I was gone. But let me just back up. So back in the day, the San Jose Jazz used to have a press party for the media, radio, TV, print, newspapers, whatever. They would have a press party in early June to announce the lineup for the San Jose Jazz Festival. So we would get the first inkling not inkling. I mean, we would hear the whole thing, but we would get firsthand knowledge of who was going to appear at the festival, right? And so then they would, San Jose Jazz would get the buzz going with the media. And they would typically have it at some, downtown San Jose institution. So this particular year it was at Gordon Biersch. And they would have, wine and beer and munchies, hors d'oeuvres.
Yeah.
So, we're going through the whole program and they're announcing the lineup and everything. And this guy comes up to me. And he's got a hat and a beard and, and he says, and he tells me his real name, Jay Hunter, of course, is his radio name. And he says, I work at KRTY here in San Jose doing country radio, but actually jazz is my passion. Is there any room for me at KSJS? And I said, absolutely, man. We got to get you on the air. So that's how it all started.
I did not know that.
Yeah. And, he's a brilliant programmer. And we're hoping to make an announcement with respect to Jay in the very near future. So without spilling the beans, as soon as we iron out some technical difficulties, we're going to make an announcement about it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you can come back on the show. Maybe both of you can be on the show together.
That would be so cool.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm really happy that you took the time to be here tonight with me, and thank you for going through the technical glitches and being patient. And every day is different, Like I didn't know I was going to have you on my phone tonight, but here we are.
All right, my dear. I think that probably WhatsApp. This is working brilliantly. So the next time you have me on, this is the way it will go.
And I'll download WhatsApp on my iPad so you can be the same size. We can be just hanging together like you're sitting here in the room. And I do want to take a Zoom lesson when you have the time, when you're not professing somewhere.
Just contact me and we'll set up a time, okay?
Okay.
I'm very happy to do that for you.
Thank you very much, because I really need your help.
Now, once you get used to it, once you get used to the environment, you'll be fine. But it's just a matter of adapting, right? Like everything else. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much. Have a beautiful night. Dr. Bradley Stone, right here.
All right, my dear. Good night.
11:11.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Much love. Bye.
Thank you so much. Say hi to the cat for me.
Will do.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Seriously, just talking about the cat, I was like, can I just... I can hug somebody. Hi. Well, remember when we could hug somebody? I remember hugging someone and going, do you have a cat? And they go, how did you know that I have a cat? And I'm like, because I'm dying here. Because I need some, just don't, give me a wooden chair in the corner and I'll be just fine. Just fine. You guys, I hope you have a wonderful night. It is now officially, it is official. It's Saturday, September 5th. Here we are, here we are, here we are. Tomorrow morning, well, later on this morning, Jeff Metzger will be here. One more Saturday morning with Jeff Metzger and Layla. And then tomorrow night, one more Saturday night. Tonight, I keep saying tomorrow. Tonight, last week, Gary Lambert was such a good sport. I said, Gary, I have to tell you something. What? I'm on a gig right now and I want to do the show, but so I had my band play. You guys play a song and then take a break. And then I'll, during this, you play your instrumental where they, trio, drums, B3 and guitar, so they could play for another hour. But I took a break and I did my 11:11 with Gary at a bonfire at a bar called Barski's. So that was fun. That was last week. Tour is over. I'm back in the saddle again. I didn't know that about Jay, that he was a country DJ. You learn all the time. You learn. I need a letter. Julie, if you're still there, can I have a letter? Or someone, a letter. I'll wait for the letter. So what do you think of this new camera? Do you like? It's so, it picks up, like it picked up every little tiny reflection in the world. It's an actual camera. I'm not using the laptop camera. I'm using, it's called a Zotad or Lotad camera. No letters? Well, let me just see. What's a good letter? You too, Mr. Bill. Hi, Bill Winokur. I love that you did a gig today. That was cool. And when are you coming back on the show? G. Okay. Bill, when are you coming back on the show? Both of you, Bill and Bill, need to come on the show. And Melanie and Julie. G. Good thoughts, great words, and a grateful heart. Huge hug. I love you, Mama G. Yes, Bill, soon, because we still need to do the interview so I can put you on my Patreon page. Load you up on the Patreon page, you and your brother. Soon. Okay. Let's talk soon and get you on the book. So tomorrow, 6 till 7 p.m. we have a live show in the yard, and I will be streaming for at least half an hour. But so sometime between the hour of 6 and 7, probably 6:15 till, or 6:30 till 7 will be. Yeah, that's probably what it'll be. 6:30 to 7. And Bill Lindemann, literally today when you called me, I had the Fiskars in my hand and like a piece of the tree in my mouth so I could pull it down. And then you call, I'm like, I gotta answer the phone. So I'm sorry I didn't get back to you, because then Grace and I went to the dog park, and then we did laundry, and we were doing all this other stuff. But I think tomorrow is going to be challenging because we have so much going on. We have so much going on right now, but I'm grateful for everything you're doing. William Lindemann has been uploading my 11/11s to YouTube. So you can see some of them now, which is really, I don't want to watch myself, but I think it's cool that it's there. So thank you. And another day this week, but we'll talk tomorrow because you're coming to the show. And maybe Lynette. I hope Lynette comes. I loved the interview with her the other night, but we need to get you on as well. So thank you all. Have a beautiful night and a wonderful morning. And maybe I'll see you tomorrow morning with Jeff. One more Saturday morning. Love hard.